And I'm back with another video. It's a beautiful day out here in Nampa, Idaho. It's about 75 degrees in the greenhouse, and it has just been blue skies the last few days here. I've actually been doing a lot of work outside. Right now, 64 degrees almost outside, and this is just the end of February, so we've been having some fantastic weather. Right now, we've been doing some work outside as far as rototilling, and we're laying some weed mat down. We've had a lot of issues with trying to keep the weeds down here, and so we're going to be putting a lot of weed mat down in the areas that we're going to be doing our vegetables. So right now I'm working on the spots behind me. I'm going to break out the weed mat and then we'll go from there. Okay, so this is where we're at. Scott Sr. just a couple days ago came out here and did some awesome rototilling, and so we want to prevent weeds from growing because we're already getting a lot of them. So we've been laying out some, I believe this is 4 foot wide. Let's see, this is actually 6 foot wide by 100 foot wide rolls that we're using. So we're able to get just over 2.5 sections covered using one roll. So this is one roll laid out right here. And then just using some big heavy duty ground staples to staple it down. And then when we're ready to plant the vegetables, we can just remove the staples, cut our holes, and do what we want with it without having to worry about the weeds right now. Last year when we started doing weed mat, we got this area covered, and so we don't have to worry about this. So I'm just going to mainly be covering the rest of this, because this is gets hit hard with the weeds. This is where we're going to be doing the onions, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, some potatoes, and that's as far as what I can come up with as far as now. This area is looking really good. The rototiller made really nice rows, and so we're just going to be able to use these when we plant our veggies. And I'm deciding whether we're going to use drip lines or not, or just flood these areas. We'll see. And then when I got this area covered, then we're going to come over here. This is the pepper section, and I'm going to be covering these areas with weed mat also. And through here, this is going to possibly be peppers. I'm doing a lot of pepper plants, and I want to have enough space together to do all of them. So I'm contemplating doing peppers here also, and then these sections here. And then over here, this is our tomato section. This just got rototilled also. And we're going to be putting some weed mat down here. So a lot of weed mat to do. This is pretty much the vegetable section that I've been showing you. I'll get a look back at it. And it's starting to feel like spring. So we're going to get these weed mat covered. And this area of the garden, the other half, is pretty well dedicated to flowers. We've got tulips coming up. And there'll be a lot of wildflowers, and this is a whole other deal. This is where giant sunflowers will be, and a bunch of other things. That's a whole other video. And there's also tulips coming up in here, so this is awesome. So right now I'm going to be getting this covered with weed mat. Alright, so I wanted to show a little close-up of what I'm doing. So I basically got these little 4-inch staples Going about every 3 to 4 feet. And seaming these up. Just like that. Keep it from blowing away, keep it all down. And already this has saved hours worth of weeding that we would have had to done. So I'm going to continue on this, seaming this up, and then when I get this done, get another rolled out. Okay, so this is where I'm at. This is a good portion. This is over half. And I've decided I'm going to leave this a pathway. Through here will be the pathway. And then this probably just saved us weeks worth of weeding. I'm not going to lie, this is pretty bad. So this is going to be a whole new world. And now I'm going to be putting some in here also. But right now I've just got a partial roll. And so I think I'm going to use the rest of it on some of these pepper areas. And I'm deciding that I'm going to have this be part of the pepper section. So I'm going to put weed mat here now and then work on these other areas. Alright, this is where I'm at. Again, these are the pepper sections. So I'll have like 2 rows of peppers here. Same thing here, 2 rows. And then over here, this section's bigger. I'm going to be putting another piece here to fill this in. And then I'll have probably like 4 rows here of peppers. And then I'm going to continue. I got to rake this out. This is old vegetation and growth from last year. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So I have a little more in the roll of my weed mat, so I'm hoping I got enough left to finish this at least. And then I have some pieces from last year, some that I'm going to use to piece into some areas till I get some more here in the next day or 2. So this is looking awesome. And then after I get this, I'm going to slowly start rolling out my watering hoses and figuring out my watering system this year. But I also am going to be doing this area and then the tomato area. So a lot of weed mat, but it's going to be worth it. Keeping these weeds down. Alright, so we've got all the pepper areas pretty well covered with the weed mat. We reused some of this stuff from last year, so I'm going to work with this and then just use the holes. When we get some more, I'm going to put some more here to fill this in because I'm pretty well out. But it's looking good. This is where the peppers are going to go. Boom. So going big on the peppers. This was a lot of work. We're going to get more weed mat and we're going to do the tomato area next and finish doing this area. Doing some of this area. That'll be in another video, but really glad we got this on here because that's going to prevent all the weeds. Scott Senior's out there actually weeding now, getting ready to rototill. So, alrighty. Thanks for watching.